comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution.
Nick Bryant, author of the book The Franklin Scandal, a story of power brokers, child abuse, and betrayal, has become an expert on the subject of political blackmail and government cover-ups. He has been sounding the alarm that the same legal aberrations that occurred in the Franklin scandal have happened with Jeffrey Epstein and are happening in the Maxwell case, a cover-up from the highest levels of government.
Farmer says she reported the assault to the FBI, but she told us it wasn't for another decade, just before Epstein's first arrest in 2006, that an agent finally appeared at her door. Farmer says they never followed up.
They still haven't asked to talk to me. They are trying to pretend I do not exist.
It was reported to the FBI as early as 1996 that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking children, and they did nothing. Nothing until 10 years later, when Palm Beach police began an investigation after a 14-year-old girl reported being molested. From their investigation, the Department of Justice was handed a list of 32 underage victims, and the cover-up ensued. With victims as young as 11 years old, they called only one witness, and Epstein was not indicted on a single count of child abuse. Instead, they charged him with one count of soliciting adult prostitution. He did just over a year on house arrest, like a VIP. Immunity was granted to all of Epstein's co-conspirators, and his victims were denied any opportunity for justice. Federal prosecutor Alexander Acosta said that he was told that Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone. This order could have only come from the Attorney General or the President. The Miami Herald exposed this all to the public in 2018. Governor DeSantis ordered an investigation, and local police were cleared of any malfeasance. Jeffrey Epstein was arrested and suicided in his jail cell. Thousands of sexually suggestive photographs were found, cataloged on computer disks. Former victim Maria Farmer described on mainstream television how Epstein was running a pedophile blackmail operation.
Epstein told her the whole house was wired with pinhole cameras and took her into the media room where they were monitored.
I looked on the cameras and I saw toilet, toilet, bed, bed, toilet, bed. I'm like, I am never going to use the restroom here, and I'm never going to sleep here.
Was there videotape?
Oh, yeah, it was all video, all the time, yeah. And I asked him one time, what do you do with this? And he said, I keep it. I keep everything in my safe.
Eventually, Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested. Unsealed documents from a defamation lawsuit between Maxwell and one of her victims revealed the names of those who had sexually molested the young victim, including Prince Andrew and Alan Dershowitz, who was one of the first to start pushing the idea of mandatory vaccines. That's how blackmail works. The judge for Maxwell's trial, Judge Allison Nathan, has already deemed the details of the Maxwell case too sensationalist and impure for the public, and was just recommended for promotion to the U.S. Court of Appeals by Chuck Schumer. Ghislaine Maxwell has trafficked scores of children for decades, some as young as 11, but is only being charged with one count. Epstein was brought in by Wexner, who had close connections with the mob, and handled by Maxwell, who was raised up by Israeli intelligence. This trial is about the rampant systemic use of pedophilia as a means of blackmail, and exposing it is absolutely paramount if we are to reform society. Nick Bryant has organized Survivors Standing with Survivors, 62 anti-trafficking organizations standing together for justice in the Maxwell trial. Bryant proposes 3 things to possibly save hundreds of thousands of victims: a Truth and Reconciliation Committee to correct the law, retroactively abolishing the statute of limitations, and enforce the laws in the porn industry, pointing out how Pornhub has been busted 118 times for underage sex, and still has a thriving business.
No, we're not going to stand for this. Our children cannot be molested with impunity, no matter how powerful or well-connected or wealthy their perpetrators are. They cannot be molested with impunity.
For Infowars.com, this is Greg Reese.
Thank you for watching the latest Greg Reese Report. Be sure to go to reesereport.com to see my latest videos, sign up for my free newsletter, and subscribe for...
Gentlemen, we have called you together to inform you that we are going to overthrow the United States government.
Bear in mind, you are under attack and they want you to die. I mean, these people are evil. If you don't think that the revelations about Fauci, the puppy torturer, if that doesn't give you a clue as to the nature of the evil you're dealing with, then you need to just simply go take the shot and lie down and die and get the fuck out of our way, because there's a war. You need to counsel them on what to do, which is to woo up, to grab their balls and clack them together and make sure they're alive, and then stand up and fight.
But if you try to force something on me, I'm not running anywhere. I'm going to kill you. And I won't think nothing else about it.
There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know.
Reality is insane. They want to keep us in chains. Plus they have a web of deception they weave in our brains. But now I see through the games. They're trying to lead us astray. Gatekeeping information, they want to keep it that way. But I'm researching all the time, every day of the week. So people claim that I'm crazy and I'm labeled a freak. But that's what happens when you're awake in a nation of sheep, where they try their best to keep the population asleep. They poison our food and water and they offer us war, but we're not falling for their parlor tricks, not anymore. We walked through the door and let our chains drop to the floor. There's many areas in this life that we got to explore, and the earth too, because they might be hiding more land, more seas, more trees, more snow, more sand. In school, everything that we're taught is a lie, and lately it's making me crazy. I gotta know why.
Fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know. There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta
Wake up! Do you realize that a public servant's only job is to control you? You keep hiring the same people who created these problems, and you expect them to fix the very problems they created. It's not gonna happen. I mean, our whole lives we've been lied to. We've been told a story, and we've been forced to accept it. That's it. Look around. Can't you see it? It's all a show!